Welcome to the Dog Psychology Podcast with Todd and Art.
Welcome to the Dog Psychology Podcast with Todd and Art. How you doing, Todd?
I'm doing good. Happy New Year, Art.
Happy New Year. Man, do you see the stuff in California?
It's beyond description.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, to have 100-mile-an-hour winds mixed with fire, and those winds are crazy. When the wind started, I was wondering if the Caesar's glass facility would hold up, and then when fire mixed in with that, it just was off the charts.
Yeah, I saw he made a video of kind of being grateful, but he was at the top of the temple where he was at.
Saw that, yeah.
And I know, of course, they probably don't advertise this, but they've taken in some animals to previous fires, things like that. A bunch of animals. That's how he ended up with Rio, actually.
Yep.
I remember he had those llamas actually I don't know if you remember, but they had an infection, ended up passing away, unfortunately.
Yep.
That was sad. But man, those fires, like, and you and I and Steve and Yo have spent some time in Malibu, even in Palisades. I mean, it's just crazy.
And I was telling you, I mean, I believe it was in the Palisades that I did a program with Lynn, like a little 2-week e-collar program with Colleen and can't remember the other woman's name, but we did it in a park.
Christine.
We did it in a park.
How I know that? I have no idea.
Well,
because you said somebody from New Jersey. I just remember.
So it's crazy when you've been in an area and you see it go through that. It's different when you're connected to it.
Yeah.
So it's just wish everybody the best. In your mind, I don't know about you. I'm like, well, where do you start? So you come home and you're like, okay, I have nothing. What happens next? Who's the first? Who do you call?
Yeah.
The insurance companies aren't going to be like, oh yeah, man, let's just make sure you have anything you want. Let's see how much it costs. Here's your check. It's not going to be like that.
Yeah, and I heard that they've canceled a bunch of fire policies out there, like, and they can't get any insurance on their properties out there.
We go through that here with hurricanes. If you get near the coast, that's the same type of thing. I live in a log house, so that creates an oddity for insurance companies. They'll take the check. They just don't like to write the check.
Yeah, for sure. It's sad. I was watching a video of Nestor from Wigglewag. He's gone to, a friend of ours, and, he posted a video. He's always a very positive guy. Like, he's always upbeat, but he posted a video of him, pretty upset and overwhelmed and crying. And to see him was pretty hard to watch. And I know, just like other people, Angela made a post also. Angela's always out. Angela Aiden, Observing Dogs, always who's going to be a guest on here. Little plug there for her. We're just waiting for the fire to be over and done with. And so, yeah, our thoughts and our prayers go out to everyone in California.
She'll be in the rescue side of it, so I'm sure she's probably right now helping people that are either having to deal with the evacuation part of having their dogs in places, or having to deal with the injured dogs that are going to obviously start to show up at some of these places.
Yeah, man, what a rough. I can't even imagine. Actually, when this stuff was going down, I was watching some videos and I just started looking around my place like, what would we do? Like, I mean, I can't even imagine. Did you by chance see the video that Andrew Huberman posted?
I saw something about where it looked like people were starting fires.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to find out that this was probably that. People know that you get these big winds that come in, and there's people that like this chaos, and it's so easy. You just kind of out there. It's so dry. You've been out there. You know what it's like. It's real crispy dry, and it's always been the danger that you get the right combo of winds in the right or wrong spot, obviously, and then a fire happens, and those winds are something else. I mean, we've been in them out there where we had to evacuate. Were you at that TCW?
Yeah, I remember that. I that was scary when the tent started lifting up.
Wind makes me kind of uncomfortable out there. That wind out there, the energy behind it it's disconcerting to me.
Because that was before we had the glass structure. We used to have those tents out there, which supposedly can handle over 100-mile-an-hour winds. But that tent was lifting, and I ran out of the tent. Like, I ran out. I was scared.
That wind is powerful.
So we ended up going to the hotel, right, and doing the stuff over there.
Yep, that's what we did.
That's talking about adapting.
Ship, yeah, exactly. We have to get out of there. Let's go, guys. So I hope everybody, wish everybody the best there. And if you're there, man, It's even hard to like give them good words of encouragement because that's all it is. It's just empty.
Yeah. So sad.
Yeah.
All right. Today we're going to be talking about off-leash dogs, which is a pretty common thing. I would say that's one of the things people always ask us about. Like, what do you do in an off-leash dog? And it's really hard to
Why do you think we get so much questions about it?
I mean, I can tell you, where I used to live, previous to this location, we had stray dogs all the time, like people with dumb dogs. And so we were always charged by dogs. And I will say that every single time that we got charged by a dog, I did something different. Every time.
Yeah.
It's just because what I had available at the time. I've seen, I would pick up a branch, or there was even one time this funny story, there was these chihuahuas that used to charge us all the time, but they weren't always like consistent, but like every time we walked by this house, sometimes they would be out in the front yard and they would always charge us. And I happened to pick up a big old poop. I had a dog poop, and so it was my wife and I were walking the dogs, and these dogs just charged us. I just launched this bag of dog poop, and as soon as it hit the dog, it just opened up and got poop all over it.
Nice.
And Anne's like, that was a good throw. I was like, I got pretty lucky, but yeah, it was awesome.
Did that dog mess with you again after that?
No, I think they ended up like rehoming those dogs where they moved. I never saw them. I mean, I saw them later, but they were more careful, I think, the owners, about leaving their dogs out in the front.
You knocked the shit out of them.
Literally. Or knock the shit on him.
There you go. Yeah. That'll work too.
Yeah.
And you'll see that in that last one of those videos that we do, where it takes something like that for a dog, and it looks like that's what it is, and it stops it cold.
Yeah. I will say the first video we're going to watch, just so you guys know, it is showing a dog being attacked. So if you are sensitive to that, just beware. I'm going to turn the volume down because actually it just has music on it, but we'll just turn the volume down so you just kind of see it. But this is more so like, what would you do in this situation? And there's no one way how to do things, right? There's so many ways how to do this. At the end of the day, it's really about if you keep your dog safe, do whatever it takes to take care of your family. Okay. All right. So this is a video that you had sent me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Does that look weird?
Nope. It's perfect.
Okay.
You look weird.
Worse. Oh, hang on. Let me turn that volume down. That's a little loud. So we see, I assume this is the owner of the dog.
Yeah.
There's a person standing on the side over doing nothing.
Yeah.
Got 4 dogs charging another one.
Only one dog really makes contact.
This is where you slowed it down, right? So this white one's the one's making contact.
Yeah. When you watch this in fast motion, it's brutal how fast it happens. And when I watched it enough times, I gave no criticism. I said the only thing I would have, the one thing that she does here that
I can scrub it, by the way. I can scrub it so we can kind of see. I can slow it down as we watch it.
So this dog is is so soft and passive.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for what this dog's going through in its mind right now.
It wasn't even aware of it. Like, it was just something even move. I mean, it looks, but it doesn't even like move out. I guess it kind of moved out of the way there, but
I got hit.
Yeah. This white one is the one that's
full on.
Yeah. And you've got this black one is kind of joining in, but this white one is the most intense one. The one's going for the head, the neck, things like that. Okay. So she comes in. This is where I think you wanted to point something out on this.
Yeah,
part.
she tries to grab her dog out of it. Like, you'll see that the first dog she grabs is hers, and she grabs it and tries to pull it out.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even notice that the first time I watched it.
Yeah, and I mean, that's where, I'm going to leave my dog alone, and any contact's going to be on that white dog. Right? And
ooh, nasty. You shook it right there. I got to hold it right there. And it shakes it.
Yep. If this would have been a little dog, it would quite possibly already have killed it.
Yeah. Now, the other thing is, like, even right here, you see the woman's leg right there?
Yep.
I mean, you just kind of pop it right there if you need to.
Yep. The thing that, doesn't work. You're not hitting unless you've just got some unbelievable right hook and you're able to get the jaw, but you don't want to hit on top of the head. Yeah. This is where it gets where she's really doing this thing straight up and throws it out. You know, and that's just the protection part that works so good, because right here she'll roll it out of the frame.
Oh, someone threw a shoe. Look at that.
Yeah. Oh, good shot. And then it just ran right into her arms for her good fortune.
Yeah. And it does a back take on it.
She didn't take its back and choke it out at that point. Otherwise, that dog, you know, just runs back up the street a little bit. I don't know if it comes back around. So, I mean, there's a million things that you could have done. It looks like she got her dog out of it.
Yeah.
If I'm covering this much ground, meaning, you know, I'm coming in from 10 feet away, for me, I feel like the first thing in this squabble I'm going to be using is my foot. I think I'm going to be aiming at as much as I can, like in this region here, to just try to drive my toe, my foot. I might even come in. I remember breaking up a fight in front of a client, and she wrote the worst review I can remember, just like a front kick right through him. But I mean, it happens so fast. The one thing that you can see in the full video is that's the advice, is that you can't not be that unaware of your environment. Had that woman been a second or two more aware, she could have maybe changed. You know, she might have been able to intervene sooner. She's obviously got the courage to move towards it. Maybe even she had a tool on her. And that's where when people say, oh, you need a tool, you wouldn't have been able to get that's where the tool concept doesn't necessarily come into play unless you've got it in your hand and you're ready to use it.
Mm-hmm. And if the dog is close to you, because the dog was away.
Yeah, so the thing really is awareness. So no matter what, is if you're in an environment that's got any opportunity of that, or even if you're just out with your dogs, you need to pay attention to what could be going on around you. I mean, things come out of nowhere. They can pop up fast. I mean, I come across snakes, right? So, I mean, that's just as bad as an off-leash dog. And I know what it looks like when my dog sees what looks like it's going to be a snake, you know?
It goes back and forth.
Like, yeah, they go in. And you're like, dude, oh, shit. So I think that's the number one thing to take from it. That woman's courage, too. So you can't teach courage. You can't teach that moving into the fire in that fight like that. That's just something that's, you know?
Yeah.
Would you think like teaching, like putting somebody in a boxing or jiu-jitsu class could help with that?
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I mean, I'm a big believer in jiu-jitsu because it doesn't really rely on strength. It relies on angles and leverage and, you know, how to move things around. And so obviously, you know, if you have a big dog, it'd be very, very beneficial to be able to move it out of the way. But also, you know, they do like those rear naked chokes, which is, you know, a technique that
well, she fell into a position where she easily
could have done that.
I mean, I've wrapped dogs up. I definitely wrap dogs up. But one of the videos we see, I mean, my first thought was take the back. It's so, I mean, I think those are realities that you have to bring into this as well, is you have to almost rehearse certain things in your mind. So, you know, the reality, right? You know, what it means to wrestle or grab, kick, what it means to engage a dog in defense. Because I think a lot of people hesitate because they're afraid they're going to hurt I didn't want to hurt the dog. Well, dude, that dog isn't playing by any rules. It'll hurt you and your dog. Right. So you kind of have to like take the cuffs off of yourself and play to win.
Yeah. I think the important part also is that people need to do whatever it takes whatever that looks like. There's not a technique, whatever it takes that you feel you need to do, even if at the risk of you getting injured, it doesn't matter. Like we're trying to save a dog's life.
Well, look around in your environment. Like I've always thought on trash day and different things, you have 2 days, trash day the day after, there's all these empty trash cans. You have a little dog, just pick that fucker up and throw it in a trash can, close the lid. You know, so there's ways to put your dog in safety, but you have to have had at least some type of run through in your head before and pay attention if your environment can change super, super fast. And I think that's the part, is you have to have that conversation ahead of time. Pepper spray, bear spray, practice with it, you know, and even all of that practice and it could still go to crap.
Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing is like, you you see an off-leash dog, I always look around, like, what do I have? Do I have an extra leash? Do I have, there's a stick, like whatever it is. I've even had it was one of those days where they have like a bulk trash pickup where they have like all the branches and stuff. I just grab a branch that has like a bunch of leaves on it, and kind of like push the dog away if I need to. I've done that before. Anything to keep the dog safe. Anything. All right, you want to do the ones? Watch the video from England. I think that's a pretty good.
Yeah,
one.
This one's a good one because this one is kind of, it's not aggressive. It's right. This is kind of a normal run-in with dogs that might, and this can turn really ugly between the humans too. Excuse me. Okay. Get your dog, please.
This is a slow motion. Oh, this is. Do I hear a TV?
Oh, maybe.
All right, let's watch that again.
Yeah. So I did a post on this. So I'd like to know your 2 cents.
Let's watch it.
Why'd you turn your voice down? It's part of the whole thing.
So let me just scrub it and just watch it in slow-mo. So.
Oh, he did get it. Yeah, he got a little tiny nip on him.
Yeah, a little nip, but I mean.
It's not aggression.
No. I mean, it's honestly, it's one of those things where the dogs use their mouth when they're excited. Because if it was aggression, the dog would have kept moving forward.
Yeah, right there. You can see already he's out of it.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, like I'd be pissed too, obviously.
Yeah, but I would have already fixed that. You know what I mean? That's the one that I would have stepped in front of that dog on the come in, and maybe even, I might even have been able to get the timing to just touch him either with like your shin.
Yeah.
Shin block or a little poke, and that guy would have gone on his way.
Same thing.
I used a stick. This is a great spot, I thought, for like a walking stick.
Yeah.
Just raise it up. Man. No.
But also, I guess this is the owner right here. By the way, so what he's doing here is what I would have done in the beginning.
Correct.
It's a small part of the video, but we know it works, right? So.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so he's putting that as Lim calls psychological pressure on the dog, and the dog's moving away. It's pretty good.
No,
I mean,
how can you take advantage of that? This is where, if you end up with a situation where you can kind of anticipate a dog doing this, the secret is to find a way to get the dog to go in retreat.
Right.
When the dog goes in retreat, add like a go home while it's in retreat, and it will program it. And that's the part you can take advantage of, is if you can make a dog go in retreat. There was a dog out here that I did that. It's like one of the top 3 things I wish I had on video. And it would charge out, and it was really bad. It had a really bad reputation. And one day it did it, and I was like, all right, I've had enough. And I jumped out of the golf cart, and I put all kinds of pressure on it. All kinds of fucking pressure. And I got it to start to walk back towards its porch. And these are 5-acre properties. So, it's got to go maybe 100 yards back to its porch from the edge of the street. And the whole way back, I'm like, go, the whole way back. And it's walking the whole way back kind of with its head down doing this. From that day, for the rest of that dog's life, I would go by in a golf cart or with the dogs and everything. And it just had a habit, if it would charge off the porch, and they used to leave their gate open, so it would come out.
Yeah.
And it would charge off the porch. It would come running all the way down. I'd wait till it'd be about 2/3 there. If I had somebody with me, I'd love it. I'd go watch this. Wait for it to be about 2/3 there. I go. And stop around and drop its head. And it would walk all the way back to the patio.
What kind of dog was this?
It was like a hound mix. Like one of those ones you'd see, like a hound lab, with like confident, thick, carried itself with purpose. So that's the kind of what it reminded me of there. You just have to get that dog in retreat.
Yeah, I had a dog that used to live on the opposite side of my alley, and it was a German Shepherd, and this dog was always barking. It would drive me crazy. Well, this guy would also leave his dog sometimes like off leash, kind of outside. in the front yard. He would always charge us. Same thing. I just like, hey, I moved and I just put some pressure, and he'd be like, oh shit. He moved back, and I started marking with that sound. And then anytime he was in the backyard barking, I could just like open up my back door and make that sound, and then he would be quiet.
Amazing,
like,
right?
He would just,
It's amazing. That's one of the things that, when I first started this as a job, I didn't know how to make that happen. Those are the things that I learned through the lens and the Caesars and the way that they would pull two things together a certain way. That was, that was pretty cool.
All right. We can do the one with all those dogs charging. This one.
Yeah.
This is only a 17-second video. However, it is pretty good. So make sure it doesn't look weird. Oh, wait. I don't see it here. Do you see it?
I see it.
Oh, there it is. There we go.
Cool. I just picked up on something too.
All right, so that's just the whole. I mean, it's long video, but it's just
one of the things I was about to say before you played this video is, not all dogs running up on you are the same. They're coming up for different reasons. Some dogs are just excited. Some dogs are coming in to hurt you, and some dogs are territorial. They would stop, right? So you're getting different things. Watch this again, Art. I don't know how many times you've seen this video. Watch the timing of how the more insecure dog charges in versus waiting for the moment. The Belgian waits for the dogs to actually go a tiny bit in retreat.
Yep, and he moves in.
And sends them all away.
Yeah, we'll watch it in slow motion. Now, I don't know where this is at. This is obviously not the U.S. And the other thing I was wondering is, like, I don't think this is the first time this owner has encountered this before, because, like,
I don't think this is the first time this Belgian's been with this pack that runs up either. I think for some reason, I think there could even be play it through.
I can scrub it. So
yeah, okay, that's fine.
So this one retreats, this black one, but this one doesn't. But
and they target him.
Yeah, and then this brown one.
Look at all those teeth on that one right there on the right.
This one? Oh, this one.
Oh,
yeah. But the interesting is this guy came back in and started pushing him back.
Did you see the video I did yesterday? It would look like this. It would look like West Side Story, and it was the same thing. There was a dog that only moved forward when it had its back up.
I didn't see that video, no. So this is the one that was on the right earlier, that was showing the teeth, and now this one that retreated is now in the mix of it all. And then we've got, but I love how this brown, see, this guy retreated, the black one retreated, but this brown one just like, I love, and they just started like staying back, clearing out. So this is a cool video. Anything else?
They're probably related. That's probably the mother of that puppet. That's probably a pup. That dog on the left's a puppy.
Yeah.
Looks like, huh?
Yeah. But I don't think, like I said, I don't think.
No, my comment is irrelevant. I thought that I saw something that I didn't. Because I'd only seen this one time before. But that was the timing of that dog is awesome.
The brown one.
Yeah.
But let me rewind it. Look how when he goes in here, in between these dogs, how it just pushes everyone back.
He knew exactly the angle.
Yeah,
He's thrown off by this guy. He was going to come round him up from the outside of that one probably and say, get out of here.
And then he moves to the right, this brown one, or she moves to the right, and then the black one comes in and just creates like a little boundary. And look how when this dog retreats, how the pack of dogs, how he moves in, or moves that direction, I should say. This is such a good video.
Well, you're watching so much movement happen so fast that these guys are all syncing with, like for different, it's crazy to watch him know that I'm moving this way. And the other thing is like for everybody that talks about, what do you do? If you watch the movement, it's moving back and giving up your space and your ground is where you can make everything fall apart, right? So the first reaction a lot of people have is they want to run away. Well, you have to be real careful. If you can get to safety, yes. But if it turns into just like this next video of that kid, the chill out video or whatever, kid would have turned, and because you can even see when they turn. If you run and turn and run away, even if you were super confident at the beginning, you're no longer confident in that interaction. So if the other dog chooses to, they can be empowered by your fear and the way you move away. So it's, you got to be, that's the whole thing, is understanding that balancing act of, is this dog coming in to hurt me? Is this dog coming in to be excited? Is this dog coming in a little mix of both?
Yeah.
Or I'm excited, I don't know what to do, so I'm going to see what you do. And you know what I mean? And so having at least some rehearsal in your head of a couple of ideas of things to do. Am I going to jump on top of a car? Am I going to square up? Am I going to wait and key up and try to do see if I can, use my feet? Am I going to grab that? I have a video. I wish, oh, fuck.
Given the video?
Dude, it looks like a dog, like 100-pound dog launches to this guy like a missile. And when it first comes in, you can tell this dude's MMA trained full way. He comes in, the first thing he does is kind of like an overhand right down on top, and you can see he does nothing. So he gets it, he fully gets it this way, but he's laying, they're north-south. He's like the dog, they're fully laid out completely north-south, head to head. He's got him fully locked in this way, and he goes for a ride. And the dog, he realizes he's trapped and that this guy's got a better grip on him than anything else. And the dog would have killed him.
Yeah.
And the dog gets up and wants to then get away. I got to see if I can find it, if we can play it. It's fucking nuts what this guy was able to do with the dog that would have cleaned most everybody off the map.
Yeah. That's the thing about it, by the way, because sometimes I see some of these dogs, I'm like, man, that dog can do some damage. Any dog, but like some of these big, gnarly dogs. All right, let's do the one with the dog charges that guy when he's like, woo woo. Let's watch that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Does it look weird?
Oh, it's perfect.
Okay.
There's no volume to it though, but yeah. Can you turn it up?
The volume?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. It's super good when you can hear it.
Oh, what is that?
It's super good when you can hear it. When you hear that guy, because the guy, like the way you can tell his voice is so like unbothered by this dog.
All right, let's do a little scrub. So it looks like it's kind of hard to see in the shadow, but it looks like this little carabiner right here, like it's on a backpack or something, like he's preparing to like shield himself maybe. Look at this dog just charging.
Yeah.
Look at this guy. And then the cool thing about it is right here is how he like a bull rider just kind of moves out of the way. But the good thing about this is that how he like stood his ground.
Well, and that's what you're looking for right there, is what that dog just did.
Right there. Yeah.
Is if you see that no matter whatever your effort was, you got that dog to stop like that, stop moving towards you, you essentially have gotten the biggest part of the puzzle is solved in that moment.
And without even touching it too.
Yeah. He might have done, look, did he touch it? Did he deflect it with a foot or the backpack?
Oh, eventually it was right. Like when he comes in close right here. He's barking. Right here. You're going to see a foot come in.
Well, he turns around right there, and that was
right there.
It empowers the dog to come in.
Yeah. Look at that guy.
That's exactly what we just saw with those other dogs, is that when those dogs like that are insecure and you move away before they move away from you, you've easily empowered them to kind of come in and do some more work.
Go backwards. Forward. So
now go back a second, Art. Right there, go back before he moves away. When he's got the dog kind of standing there, right there. Would you have stepped towards that dog?
Probably, yeah.
To make it go and retreat, right?
Yeah.
To take advantage of that moment?
Yeah, because basically when you took that space away, he starts taking that space.
Yeah, that's what happens. He goes, all right, this guy, he knows good dog psychology. He just needs this little piece, and he could have finished it off. So go ahead.
He does that later, though, because he does it right here.
Right.
And he puts a foot right there. And as soon as he does that, the dog's like, The
dog might have been, that's probably where that dog's been kicked before. Shit, there's a foot. Fuck.
It's got something's up with his tail. It's like broken or something. But see how he's moving now? He's moving in towards the dog as he's sitting back.
Yeah.
And that's what we talk about. We go, hey, get out. Yeah, go home.
Yep.
And he's just following it.
Especially if you get him in that little moment where he's a little nervous right there and really mark it, and make him, All
right, let's watch it in full speed again.
Cause there's a way to play it to hear it. I can't hear it. At least I don't know if it'll be hear it when they.
Yeah, you don't hear the sound?
No.
Like at all?
Okay,
let me see something. I don't know. Let me stop the share. Let me share it again and see if there's a volume button on there. Yeah. On any of the videos, you didn't see you didn't hear anything?
Mm-mm.
But you heard it earlier. You heard it when we first played it.
That's what I was saying. Where's her voice, dude? Why am I not hearing her? Come, please. Come on.
Oh, okay. I thought that you were able to see it. Let me see. What if I share the entire
see it fine. I just there's no volume to it.
Let me see if I can do this. Tell me if you can hear it now.
I can hear like a very muffled background, like it's
no. That's not it then. I don't know why it's not doing that. Yeah, I thought it was. But when we first before we started recording, didn't we? Weren't you able to hear it? Oh no, you know what it was? Because I sent it to you.
Oh,
that's why. Well, shit. Well, I just got a notification says that browser needs screen sharing permission, but I've been sharing. It just won't let me do the sound. We'll have to fix that.
Oh, so we can watch it without sound.
All right, let's watch that. Let's just see it. Here we go.
Right there.
What?
Right there, you step forward. A dog would bite too.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, it's going to make contact with you.
Yeah, you definitely would have seen it when it was first charging. And had he not moved, because I'll rewind it, you can see it right here. Dog's charging. That's hard to see right there.
Yeah, it didn't have an open mouth there.
Yeah.
Unless we missed it.
But also when he put his foot up, he didn't do anything with his mouth either. Well,
it almost looked like to me like maybe there's an imprint of a foot in that dog's life. If you watch the way he softens with that foot.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's not the face you want to see.
Oh, there you go. There's the open mouth right there. But yeah, look at that. He's
you
like,
see what I mean?
Yeah.
most of the time, a dog like that, when you hold your foot up, is going to fucking grab your foot.
Yeah. And if you also notice, when he puts his foot up, he doesn't move forward. He just puts it up, and the dog's like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta, you gotta put some effort into thinking, okay, what's this dog's life like where we're at, the environment we got going on here. He's not coming from somebody's not giving him bubble baths and shit like that. That was good.
That was a good one. All right. Now, this is a video that we have always shared at TCW.
Yeah.
It's kind of, what would you say, Todd? Like there's a lot going on, but it's a really, really good video.
I think it shows, the whole concept of a correction as comprehensively perfect as I think it can be executed. This and the mother dog that does the lab puppies. I think these are the two best videos that exist for that.
Yeah. Now, let me know if you can hear the sound.
Okay. Yeah, we can.
Okay.
That reminds me of something right there.
Sai come funziona ormai.
This husky just walking around like he owns the place.
He's feeling the pressure from those dogs, so.
And he picks the most sensitive one, too.
Fermo, fermo. Non sta succedendo niente.
German Shepherd growling? We never hear this with volume.
Yeah, German Shepherd's growling.
Quando si dice rissa ritualizzata. Guarda anche la sicurezza di Igor nel mostrarci praticamente le parti che potrebbero essere delicate.
This is follow through, by the way.
Si potrebbe alzare tranquillamente, mordere il fianco, l'interno coscia, l'inguine, quindi di une molli che praticamente ferirebbe immediatamente l'altro il cane che c'è sotto. Cioè lui gli sta dicendo praticamente un po' come se gli danno piscina.
He's like, all right, let me go hang out with my...
I made a wrong choice somewhere.
Ci voleva. Vedrai che adesso mi vedrete tutti gli amici. Adesso inizio a utilizzare questa testa, non quella di giù.
The hardest thing is obviously finding problems.
Oh, sorry. So let's see if we can go back. It's going to play a commercial. Let me just stop sharing it.
All right.
And let me see if I can. All right. I'm going to wait till this commercial's done. We'll watch it. I got 2 commercials playing. Great.
Yeah, YouTube is added a second commercial, I think, to some of the clips. I feel like I'm getting exploited.
Yeah. All right. So, like I said, this is probably one of the most popular videos there is. Let me go back and show this for you again. and we'll stop it every so often. I'm going to turn the volume down so it doesn't overpower us. All right, here we go.
Now that's the dog it ends up humping later on, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I believe those dogs are they're friends. You'll even see that dog throw some defense up after the fight starts.
You talking about who are their friends? These two?
Yeah,
Okay.
On some level. Well, at least they're enough that the dog defends him against both dogs. So that black lab nips both shepherds. It definitely nips the younger shepherd and tries to intervene with the older shepherd.
Yeah.
So, at least that to me tells me there's some form of previous relationship with these two. I don't know if that means the same thing to you or not.
You talking about when the shepherd comes in and starts correcting this husky?
Yeah, when the shepherd and the husky get into some static, that lab intervenes first by helping out with the shepherd, and then comes over and tries to intervene with the older shepherd that's got it on the ground.
Yeah, I saw, again, we'll watch it again, but I saw that as more of like a redirect in a way, but we'll see. And by the way, I think this guy is the owner of the shepherds.
Yeah, and he's trying to set it up. I mean, this guy's coming in and he's putting, and this, I remember Len pointing this part out before, saying that the way he walked in was confrontational.
Mm-hmm.
Owner comes in, very, very set up. The way he makes, he's looking down at the situation, almost to tell his dogs to go do, pay attention to that dog.
I would love Lynn to break this one down. Because it would be this whole episode just on this one.
I know. The things that between all the dogs interacting, because my eyes probably go to the same thing more often than not.
Bye.
No, that dog's definitely avoiding him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's already giving this shepherd on the right. It's already giving him some eye contact, and they're kind of like surrounding, like going around him.
Yeah, it's like a pressure box.
Yeah,
and they're tensing up too. As when they do
Yep.
make eye contact, there's a lot of tension between them.
Okay. Right there. Right there. This one. Look at that. There. I saw you talking about the black one went after the other shepherd.
You see what I meant?
Yeah. You got this one back here, like, hey, let me get a word in. Okay, I'm gonna go back. But this is like what whoever the owns these shepherds like has complete confidence in their ability.
Fermo.
This one back here is trying to play.
Well, as soon as that dick energy got taken care of, the rest can play.
Yeah.
And there's even a little tiny one up there.
Yeah, the little cream colored one. I think every time I watch this, I always like try to look at what is this person doing and watch, try to see what they're doing. What is that dog doing?
Right.
I probably watched this video more than any other video we've ever done.
Guarda anche la sicurezza di Igor nel mostrarci praticamente le parti.
And there's something I would have done differently at the end,
Guarda, lui in questo
so I can explain
alzare tranquillamente
why I would do that.
all'interno coscia, inguine, quindi di une
Well, ancient he is.
ferirebbe immediatamente.
Excuse me. Pardon me.
Okay, we good? Yeah, we're good. You can go now. Okay, thanks.
Ma questo è anche perché ha capito che non lo farebbe.
The cool thing is like how no one like really stepped in a way.
Well, that tells us that most likely there was some premeditation to that. So that guy walking in, he might have known that he knows how to kind of push his dog into a situation. Like maybe this is a dog training situation.
It is actually. I think I got this account from like some trainer in Italy. The only thing I would have done differently, Todd, is at the end, is because he's kind of like a little bit of avoidance, kind of outside of the bubble. I would have brought him in.
Adesso inizio a utilizzare questa testa.
So he doesn't think his job is to stay outside of the bubble?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
The hardest thing is
Here we go again. We don't need
Well, that's anytime we don't, after a correction, we don't want a dog to feel excluded.
Yeah.
Well, unless there's, sometimes they need to feel the pressure of it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they need to earn their way back in. But yeah, that wasn't one of those situations. And that dog was so epically good at that. The whole daintiness, the whole follow through with it, the amount of time spent. I think that's the greatest thing to take from these videos is the amount of time that they spend and that there's no aggression. It's like an overwhelming force of confidence and movement and manipulation. And then it's hey, you felt that, right? Yeah, you got all that. So more is available. And I think that's just amazing to watch.
By the way, I like what you said right now, like that you wouldn't, that there's sometimes where you let it stay outside the bubble. And we had our social a couple weeks ago. We had this one dog that has been very forward, but using his mouth forward. And he's come a long way. And I just want him to move with the dogs. I don't want him to move forward with the dogs. I want him to move with the dogs. And so he started to be like playful with some of the dogs. And I was like, don't let him do that. And they're like, the other trainer's like, why? I was like, because what he's doing, he's inching forward to be forward, and he's going to bite something. He's going to try and bite a dog. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. Like he was on muzzle, obviously, but I was just watching him. But it's because of the way he did it, the way he would kind of move forward and kind of play, because he would play and then he would go back to trying to use his mouth. I was like, right now, I don't want him to have any forward motion with the dogs whatsoever. We'll slowly start to introduce it, but not right now. He's not ready for that yet, because any forward motion for him mentally, that fight state, I want to take that as much as possible as I can away. We'll introduce play later, but right now I want to take away any forward motion as I can.
And it's not like it's ever hard to introduce excitement. You know what I mean? I mean, how many people you're like, dude, my dog's never excited. It just never happens. That's never really the issue. So getting those type of dogs you're talking about to get back to a play state is like that, but getting them to not want to be moving is monumental. Yeah. So yeah.
As we were talking, I just thought of this video, and I just sent it to myself so we can watch this video. This is our small dog social. It's a puppy dog and small dog, and this little golden is the one that I'm working with right now. And this is Hank. Hank is a dog that I've mentioned on the show before. I've talked about him where he was like a street dog, and he was like, wouldn't connect, was really reactive. And he was one that would be forward and use his mouth. And so I never expected him to be doing this as helping me out with certain things.
Is he going to be helping you right here?
Yes. Like I was so proud of him for what he did.
Yeah.
Watch this. I know you can't hear it, but that's my black dog right there. That's Nogi.
It's just a dog, dude. You don't have to be so like color oriented. Kidding, by the way.
So his puppy started getting a little excited.
That energy just shifted in the dog fast. Oh shit, that dog came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Look at him.
That's my Dachshund right there too.
Oh yeah.
Very similar to what we saw with this German Shepherd. But the only thing is that he doesn't really follow through, because this other like brown colored pitty, this puppy right here, kind of intervenes and messes up, gets excited again, right? And so then, he's trying to, step in. But the thing is that it'll happen again. And it gets more people involved. Boom.
Is he a herder?
No. But then look what happens. So then, let me pause real quick. With this French bulldog, this brindle one starts to do the same thing. And this French bulldog tries to stop that one from doing it.
Shit. can you just let me, and this dog's like, can you just let me stop this dog I've been trying to stop?
You couldn't hear me, but I said, okay, that's a little too much, because his French bulldog is like, okay, I had to move him off. Anyways, I just wanted to show that because
let me send this to me so I can do a post with it. People love this stuff when they break it down. I'll break down like 60 seconds of it. People love it because it looks like play.
Right.
You know what I mean? It looks like play to people, and only one of those dogs is playing. Right now, the play looks like generates a lot of excitement, but that doesn't mean that excitement turned into play for the Frenchies. So neither one of them were playing. So the only one that was in a play mode or play state was the Golden, but even he wasn't really in the play mode when he was running away. It was kind of, you know what I mean? It's kind of like a coping run. Oh!
Yeah. And with that Golden, because you saw it where the energy shifted, like they were playful, but then there was this moment where it like shifted and then they started to move, and out of nowhere, this dog just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. I just had literally like a flash.
Yeah. I remember when it happened, I sent the video to my wife. I didn't tell her anything. I just sent her the video, and her response was, "Holy cow, I'm so proud of Hank." That was it. That was her response.
That was exactly what you said.
And so, yeah, it was pretty cool because, Ann had worked with that dog, and he was, he wasn't challenging, but he was just a lot. Like he was a little extra.
Ask you, dude, if that wasn't a puppy he was correcting, would that have escalated?
No.
Would you put him around adult dogs the same way?
No, probably not.
Okay.
I mean, so this was like the little dogs. I mean, I probably wouldn't.
Would he do the same thing to a confident, dominant dog and start a fight?
No, he wouldn't even do that to anybody.
Okay.
Except that puppy.
Oh gosh.
It was more about the excitement because we have a confident German Shepherd who kind of just oversees everything, super calm about everything, but everybody respects Mike. Like he's just one of those dogs that everybody respects, but we leave him in there.
Mike, dude. I mean, he's like a German
Big Mike.
What do you want?
Actually, you met Mike. He went to TCW. He was one of the student, Carla. Carla, I mean, she lives here locally, but she's gone to TCW also. Okay. Her dog was, you didn't notice him because he was so cool. Like he was just one of those.
Squeaky wheel gets the grease out there. So
yeah, pretty much. You always remember the ones that are like the loudest and, the ones that bit us and things like that. So,
well, can you believe for how many years we let dogs camp under camp under tables and in people's laps and stuff like that? How many bites would happen? Like the missile shoot from underneath the table. Dogs charging out. And we went, hey, how about we don't let the dogs be in the tent? It was like, woo.
Yeah. Well, I mean, towards the end, they start being all together, which is kind of cool because you get to see some dogs like really make a transformation. I just think in the beginning, we used to have them in the tent and like, this was probably a bad idea. All right. So here is the last video that we're going to watch. This is one that, where there is contact made. So again, if you guys are sensitive to that, maybe don't watch this, but this is just for all educational purposes so that you guys can see what not to do.
Yeah, this one's bad.
And what to do. All right. Now, again, there's no sound. I thought there would be some sound.
That's good on this one, though, because the sound makes it worse.
Yeah. Here we go. So, let's watch the thing.
That's it. There's nothing else to see from that.
All right, so let's go ahead and slow this one down. It's crazy. Like nobody
flinches.
Nobody does anything.
Flinches. Now, these, in my opinion, are like the worst case because this is where fatalities happen. Yeah. This is going to end in a fatality if this fight's not stopped. You can see, by the way, it first grabs the dog here on the hip, back hip. It holds it.
Oh, there's another dog. I didn't notice that the first time.
It holds it, starts to shake it. The lady pulls it out of the mouth a couple of times.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah, it's a tough one to watch, especially because nobody steps in.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's tough. So you can see that it got bit on the hip. You can see it there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is the part I've never actually seen. I know this is real, but I've never seen it.
Wow.
It looks as if the anal glands hit it dead in the face and it redirects it. So when you wonder why your dog takes a shit on the treadmill when it's nervous, it's because it's trying to end the thing that what's making me nervous. And
everyone's just watching. Like, it's not even like.
Yeah, I know, man. Nobody's flinching. And if you can hear it, it's even worse. This looks terrible, but when you can hear it, it's twice as bad. But this is really trippy how it just detaches from that scent instantly.
Yeah, let me rewind it. Because look, you can see right here, Todd, right there. It's like the butt is, the nose is right in the butt, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. And then it just detaches right there.
So I think that's it. It's just the fact that the face was right there.
But what's weird, Todd, is how he just like, but now he's sniffing around like, what the hell is that? And this could be where the anal glands, he's like tracing the anal glands.
Could be. But that's one of the reasons. Anal glands, I guess, aid in marking, right? So there's a scent that aids in marking. I even saw where they think there's a lubrication from it.
Yeah.
But let's go back. So,
by the way, this is important too, by the way, because you see like the dog is wanting to fly. Like he wants to get that F out of here. Yeah, that.
And that dog just shakes it off.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, this is some other dog trainer's video. It's like and what's funny is he doesn't, he's just like, keep your dog on a leash. So go back to the beginning. I'll just ask you straight up, Art, is this the first time you've seen the video?
It's the first time, yeah.
Okay. So what would you're one of these people, what would have been your reflex? What would you
I would have gone straight for that dog.
Now where?
So if I was this guy right here,
yeah,
I would have gone like towards the hip area under the belly, right? Right here. Like if I could get in right here, like under the belly, again, I'm trying to save this dog right here.
What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do by the belt going in that spot, like that area?
Oh, I'm trying to kick it right there.
See, in my mind, I don't like as fast as this goes. Like we can see it right now. You need to watch it in fast motion and like and have your plan. I see what you're saying, and again, this is why we say they're all so different. My first reflex was trying to go in and grab the head, right? Because I want to take the feet off the ground. I want to grab the back of the dog's head. Like I want to come in the same way you would scruff from the front, but from the back. And I did this too to like try to come up with a couple. I actually can see even going in, throwing yourself on the back and pinning that head down if possible. Something to get the head down, forced into the ground to take away the leverage, or grab it and pick it up. Dude, when one of the first 100 appointments I did, I had an American Bulldog and a Dachshund. And you're all full of yourself. I'm like, let the Dachshund out there. Like the Dachshund's going to come in. I'm like, fuck it, dude. Just let the Dachshund out. This dog comes out and just runs right over and grabs a hold of the foot of the American Bulldog. And to keep the American Bulldog from grabbing it, I have to grab it by the collar and pick it up and like lean it and hold it against the wall so that they could unpry the little dog from its foot. Like we could get it off. And that's what I'm saying is, to me in that situation, you got to get that dog's fucking head and feet in some form of whatever you have the skill and the ability to do. But to me, if you go in kicking and hitting and miss, that second or two to reload and get back in there, to me is like kind of dangerous time.
Yeah.
And it's not a dog to me that I would be like, oh yeah, I got to choke it out, open its mouth.
Right.
You could get its head. You could stop the attack.
And that's an important part, Todd, because you would only do that choking if they're holding on, they're not letting go. Because sometimes they'll hold it down, like, and they'll kind of like shake, but you still have to stop that movement.
Yes.
Before you can, because I mean, they can easily redirect on you, but if they're holding down and if you can get in there, into like a rear naked, but not just do that. I mean, you could even wrap your legs around, like you live full on, you know what I mean?
I envision literally like the crocodile hunter as they go in and like they aim for the back of the head and wrap their legs. Like they fully wrap. And that's how I see it, is almost trying to totally take the back, dude. I mean, take, you know, and I don't see myself reaching around. I see the top. But again, everything moves so quick. It's easy to say that, but I'm not just saying it. I have pulled dogs up and out of a fight that way. Dude, how's this? This is a fucking crazy story. I'm driving down the road. Oh, Sue, she was on here. We didn't tell the story. So Sue that was on here, I'm driving down the road and I look over and she's walking after a dog, like a chow. And I'm like, what's up? She goes, oh no, this dog's running free. I wanted to see if I could get it. I'm like, all right. So I pull over and I go to help her. So the dog ends up going up the road another couple hundred yards and it jumps in. It goes up a couple hundred yards and it gets up under a bridge and it won't go right or left. It won't go anywhere. And at a fire station, just right a quarter mile up the road, there's an animal control truck. And Sue goes, I'm going to go see if animal control's there. Maybe they can come and they can get us something and we can help get the dog. Well, animal control wasn't there. The truck was parked, but the fire truck comes. It's like all the firefighters come. So a full truck of firefighters pulls up to help us get this dog, right? So now we have whatever it is, 5-6 firefighters. And at this point, the dog has managed to get itself entangled in like a briar brush, but it's aggressive as fuck, dude. You can't get near it. And it's like a chow and you're not getting near this fucking thing. And we're like, shit. In the middle of standing around this dog going on, like a conversation, what we're going to do. One of the firefighters from my left, full Crocodile Dundee, runs and jumps. It jumps on his back and just so happens to jump on his back and grab him from the fur perfectly on the right and the left side of the back of his head. And he picks him up out of the briar bush and he walks over to me and Sue and goes, here. I go, what the fuck did you do? I go, dude, if you set this dog down, it's going to hit the ground like a spring. I go, so hold on. Let me see if we can get a leash on it. So he holds it up and he goes, here. And I go to get a leash on it. And Sue walks over and goes to put a leash on the dog. No. And by the time her hands get to here, she's bit like 3 times. And look at the fireworks. That's the worst thing I have. Bit like 3 times. And I remember some firefighter, now we have a patient. And we're sitting there, I'm going, dude, what the fuck are we going to do? I go, you can't just set this dog down. I go, you have to toss it. I go, you're going to have to you have to toss this dog so there's some distance and we can figure out a plan once it lands. Well, he tosses the dog and it lands and it takes off. So now she has to go get rabies shots.
Oh man.
Because it was a stray dog and she didn't know. But it was exactly what I'm talking about. Like I envisioned that in that scene is like taking the back. And you know how to take the back and get their hands on the like palm so you can lock the jaws and head lock in place. Yeah. So to me, if you own a small dog, the reason I'm going to do this video, I'm going to break it down is because the importance of, like we said earlier, you have to have some form of rehearsal if you're going to save your dog from the situation. If you're trying to figure out what to do, you have a second or two to save that dog. And I mean, as much as if that lady would have dropped the leash, there's nothing saying that dog wouldn't have taken off with it.
Yeah.
I told you about my dog and cat.
Mm-hmm.
That Boston Terrier, dude. A fucking 15-pound Boston Terrier grabbed my cat by the head. And when I pulled the leash and pulled the Boston Terrier up, it held the cat. Insane. It was able to hold a cat equal to its size just about in its mouth as I picked it up off the ground so I could grab it by its head and do the same thing. So it's just getting that head under control. Anyways.
Cool. Well, a lot of videos we watched today.
Yeah.
All right. So next episode, we actually have a guest. We're not going to let you know who it is, but we are having another we're actually going to we have 2 guests lined up for the next 2 episodes, which I'm pretty excited about. Maybe even potentially 3. We're trying to get some guests in here, so we'll just have to wait and see who they are. So
thanks, guys. Happy New Year. And we'll be back with we'll be doing another episode tomorrow. It'll be a good one, a little bit.
No, well, next week, but you know.
Well, you know what I mean. Sorry.